Welcome to this rooftop slow flow. I want you to find a comfortable seated position in a space that you can just kind of take up for these next 20 or 30 minutes, where you can find rest and relaxation, where you can press into movement. Once you find that comfortable seated position, you can take the hands to heart center or move as you see fit for your body in this moment. Initiating that deep belly breath. Inhale, open the arms up wide, all the way out to the side, fingertips wide. As you exhale, take the left arm over the right. Just give yourself a nice big hug, reaching around for the shoulder blades. The next inhale, open it up once again, really wide, making space. As you exhale, opposite hand on top, just hug yourself here. If it feels uncomfortable to reach for the shoulder blades, just gently reach for the shoulders, opposite hand, opposite shoulder. Today is about you, empowering you to make choices that feel right for your body. Inhale, open it up, and then reach the hands high. We're going to clasp the fingers together. Turn the palms up toward the heavens. Reach high, pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Make sure you're lifting the waistline off of the hips. Really tall and strong here. Letting the skull be neutral, not tightening the neck or the jaw. On the next exhale, let the right hand fall down to the mat or block. Take that left hand around to the top of that temple and just gently pull the left shoulder to the left ear. Just a slight pressure here. Nothing too intense. Sweeping inhale through the nose. Long exhale out the mouth. Inhale, that left hand comes up. Exhale, bring it back down, and then draw the head to neutral. Keeping that left hand out to the side, we're going to draw that right arm up and just slowly kind of shift over, bending to the left side. Getting short on the right, long on the left. Inhale it up through center. Take that right hand back down. Inhale, sweep the hands high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a moment here to switch the feet just so that we're even in the hips here. Hands down by the side. Inhale, sweeping up once again. Clasp the fingers together as you exhale. Reach the palms up toward the sky. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Lift the waist off of the hips. Inhale. As you exhale, this time the left hand comes down first. The right hand comes around the side of the temple. Just draw that right shoulder to right ear. Right ear to right shoulder. Breathe it out. Not easy. So today, every posture is a suggestion. The only requirement is the breath. It is movement enough for your practice today. So just show up in what way feels best for you. Inhale, the right hand comes high. Exhale it down. Bring the head to neutral. And then let the left hand come up and around. Gazing under that armpit. Really, really getting short on the right side, long on the left. Making sure both glutes, sits bones are really rooting into the mat, so not lifting that left sits bone, really pressing it in. Inhale, hands to center. Exhale, prayer position. And then when you're ready, we're going to move around, coming into a tabletop position. However you want to get there, your choice, your way. Kind of setting those knees below the hips, the wrists below the shoulders. Maybe even turn the palms behind so the fingertips are pointing toward the knees, or do one at a time, even coming onto the tops of the hands, so turning the palms over so you're kind of resting your weight on the top of the hand one at a time. Whatever works for you, just kind of getting into the arms here. Noticing the needs of your body today. Letting that be your barometer for how you move and breathe. Maybe a few cat-cows if that feels good to you, or if you want to turn those fingertips so they're facing the knees, and then press the inner eyes of the elbows forward, lean the glutes back just slightly, stretching into the front side of those forearms. That can feel really, really deep here. Good. When you're ready, coming back to that neutral tabletop, and then shifting yourself back into a child's pose. So our focus as we move today is just to notice if there's any patterns. Maybe some patterns we've developed out of our woundedness. Patterns that served a function once, or for many years even, of our life. Patterns that protected us, cared for us in those moments where we felt missed. But today we're just going to build an awareness of what those patterns are and make choices for how we want to respond to them. So if you're creating movement, come back up to tabletop. We're going to shift through a cat-cow, pulling the shoulders back. The gaze comes up. The belly drops, but the navel pulls up toward the spine. And then as you exhale, go ahead and round the shoulders. Let the head just hang. Maybe you shake the head yes and no. Moving through that just a few more times with the rhythm of your own breath, feeling that ebb and flow, the vulnerability of cow posture when we extend our heart forward, the protection we might feel in that cat as we kind of arch the back and find ourselves feeling inward. On the next exhale, coming through neutral tabletop, extending the right toes straight back. Maybe they stay lifted, maybe the toes, the ball of the foot comes down to the earth, firing through that heel. Pulling the navel up toward the spine, and if you wish, extend the left arm long, or perhaps even just temple it in front of you. Whatever works, again, letting you be the expert on you. Every posture is a choice. Staying here in the balance. On the next exhale, bring that left elbow in to meet the right knee. Just a few times. In on the exhale. Extend on the inhale. Bending into that back leg. Flexing that back foot and just kind of stamping the sky with that foot. That left hand can stay forward, it can temple down in front of you. Again, whatever works, holding the posture, never the breath. So really feeling the activation of the glutes here. Extending back from that leg when it feels good. And we're just going to tuck those back left toes under and then swivel that right heel over to the left side. Or maybe if it feels right, you can just press yourself up into a downward facing dog. The right heel remains lifted, the foot is flexed, tugging every muscle around the bone. Lots of breath. This time the right toe, big toe and second toe kind of hook on the back of the left heel. Inhale first. Exhale, press that left heel down toward the earth. It's okay if it doesn't touch. Inhale that right foot back, As you exhale, come into a plank, bringing knee to nose. Extend it back on the inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. A few more just like that, rhythm of your own breath. And then if you'd like, you can lift that right knee, the right heel up toward the heavens. Point and flex the foot if that feels good. Perhaps you even bend into that knee, gazing under the left armpit, looking for that right heel. If you want to stay here, you may. Perhaps you even open it up, letting that right foot draw you all the way over, extending into that left leg and arching the back up, really shining the heart forward. Really vulnerable here as you reach the right hand back. Notice how it feels. To come out of it, gaze at the left hand and then draw yourself back around, keeping the right leg lifted. On the next exhale, bring that right foot all the way through between the hands. Runner's lunge. Left knee comes down to the earth, untuck the back toes, lift it up. Modified crescent. Hands are high. Maybe you come into cactus arms, lining those elbows up with those shoulders, pulling the shoulders away from the ear as the heart opens and you tuck the tail under, navel to spine. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you tuck the back toes, lifting yourself up into crescent lunge. Lots of options here. Feel free to choose what feels right for your body. Maybe you come to prayer position, perhaps shifting those hands over. So the left elbow meets the outside of the right knee, kind of coming into that gentle twist here. Firing through that back heel, not easy. Coming back down to that back knee, meeting everyone else here. Draw the hands to frame that front foot and then press the hips back, straighten into that front leg. Nice hamstring stretch. Keeping the back as flat as you might. Perhaps you bend into that knee a little bit, maybe you don't. Flex into the right toes if you wish. Lots of options. Just feeling the body here. Maybe the hands come out to the outside of the right leg, moving into a little bit of a twist in this posture. Holding the posture, never the breath. Coming back through neutral if you're in the twist, tucking those back toes under, lifting that back leg into crescent lunge once again, or maybe keeping the knee down, coming into chaturanga. So maybe you keep the knees down and come to a modified plank, lower the body all the way down. Maybe you come to full plank in chaturanga, coming through cobra or upward facing dog. And as you exhale, we're going to shift back into downward facing dog or child's pose. This is your rest. Take up the rest. So friends, we all have these things that once protected us, served a function for us in those moments where perhaps we experienced really painful, really traumatic things. And now in this time, we have this opportunity to get mindful about where our wounding has created patterns that no longer serve us well. Perhaps they're the pathways that feel the easiest to resort to in moments of stress or overwhelm. But they don't help us. They don't grow us. When your body craves more movement, once again, shift yourself back up. Coming to tabletop, extending the left toes directly behind you this time. Deep flexion of the foot. Maybe the toes, the ball of the foot comes down to the earth, maybe not. Either way, you're firing through that heel. The right hand may shift forward on the inhale, extending forward, or maybe just templing it on the mat in front of you. Feeling the balance, navel pulls toward the spine. Bending that back leg when you're ready, stamping that foot on the sky, and just gently kind of pulsing that foot as it stamps, feeling the glutes activate, every muscle hugging around the bone. So part of us building awareness is getting acquainted with our inner experience. Extending back long, right hand reaches forward, left foot back, and then on the exhale, bring the elbow into the knee. Just kind of moving through this, the rhythm of your own breath. Every exhale you bring in, every inhale you elongate. When you're done, bring the right hand down to meet the left. Maybe you tuck the right toes under. Maybe you stay here, maybe you lift into downward facing dog with the left toes extended, keeping a deep flexion in that foot. Take that left big toe and second toe, wrap it around the heel. Inhale first. Exhale, push that heel down toward the earth, getting a little length. Lifting that left foot when you're ready, and then we're going to exhale, bring the knee to nose. Good, coming forward to that plank, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. Again, taking it or leaving it, your choice. Letting your body be the barometer today. Maybe this time you open the leg up, bringing the left leg high toward the heavens. Maybe you bend the knee and open the hips. If you do that, gaze underneath that right armpit. Look for that heel. Use the breath. Perhaps you let it flip you over, coming into wild thing, reaching that left hand back, really shining the heart forward, really vulnerable here. Feel that vulnerability. And when you're ready, go ahead and gaze at those right fingertips. Flip yourself back around. We're going to come all the way through with that left leg between the hands. Bring the back knee down. Modified crescent. When you're ready, lift the hands high. Knit the ribs together. So you're shining the heart forward, but you're not jutting out with the chest. Maybe hands come to prayer position and then they just kind of drop at the nape of the neck. Pull the navel back, draw the hips forward. Maybe those back toes tuck under, lifting into full crescent, firing through that back heel. Hands might come up, coming into prayer position, and then go ahead and draw the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Lots of breath. So we all have these patterns that are so easy for us to run to in moments of stress. Moments where our body tells us we need them. Bringing that back knee down, coming back through center, the hands come down. When you're ready, push the hips back, straightening that front leg. Maybe you pop that front toe, bringing it back toward the nose. Get really long in the back. As you inhale and then exhale, fold over. Try not to round too much in the spine, but pressing the heart toward the leg. Not easy. If you want to twist, you may, drawing the hands or walking them over to the outside of that left leg. Wherever you are, just letting the discomfort, kind of letting yourself breathe into it. Noticing how it feels, pulling back when you feel like you need to, shifting back into neutral, and then popping that back leg back. Again, coming through your version. So maybe it's full chaturanga, coming through plank and up dog. Maybe you come to those knees and move through, coming through cobra, your choice, your way. Knees wide, toes together, everyone coming back to child's pose. So we have this choice, this opportunity to say that we no longer have to cling to these things, that these patterns of relating, these cycles that don't serve us well. We have choices to put those patterns away and instead choose new opportunities for growth, to bring up new life, to let a new pattern bloom within our hearts and our bodies in those moments that feel incredibly stressful. And even though our nervous system and our and our minds and our hearts want to go to those patterns. We choose a different path. We clue into the needs of our body in that moment. We soothe ourselves with the breath, and we find a different way. Coming up into downward facing dog when you're ready, just for a breath, and then walk those feet up toward the hands. Hands go to the front of the shins, halfway lift with a flat back. As you exhale, bow out, forward fold. Maybe you halfway lift once again, really opening the glutes. Exhale, forward fold. And again, halfway lift, really pulling the shoulders back away from the ears. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe you pigeon toe the feet just slightly. We're going to move into a chair pose. We're just going to extend the hands forward. So you're reaching with those hands. Notice how it feels to reach in this posture. If that feels right, stay there. If you want to lift the hands up high, just bringing that chair pose up a little bit, you may. Make sure those knees are coming back enough that you can see those toes. And we're just going to press ourselves all the way down to a deep squat, bring ourselves into a seated position, then roll back onto your backs. Maybe you rock side to side, and excellent soothing posture to just restore the calm, the stillness in our nervous system in times when we feel overwhelmed. Bring the legs up the wall here, heels extend up toward the heavens. Maybe you stay here for a few breaths, pulling the navel toward the spine. Maybe you let the knees bend and then just bringing the right knee over the left. Sorry, the left knee over the right. Taking your hands to your heels, maybe the feet, or even reaching for the shins or ankles. You want to pull the feet away from one another and then pull them down. Should feel a really deep stretch on the outside of the hip, the glute. Take your awareness to your spine. Make sure that your spine and your glutes are actually engaged with the mat, keeping your shoulders down as well. There's so much power in this space where we just sit in the discomfort of the posture. When you're ready, just go ahead and twist that over to one side. Whatever leg is on top is going to stay on top. You can take it out if you wish and extend it long, flexing the foot hard. So you're coming to a nice twist. And whatever way the legs are, you want to place the arms in the opposite direction, just kind of reaching. Maybe the gaze follows. Twisting is this wringing out process. Like a washcloth, we're kind of squeezing out the excess, the things in us that are no longer functioning for us like they once did. Again, legs up the wall, coming back through neutral, your time, your way. Maybe you stay here, maybe you take that same posture on the opposite side. So the opposite knee comes on top. Really trying to align the knees and then grabbing for the heels, the ankle, the shin. Pulling the feet apart first and then down. Keeping the feet flexed and active. So friends, we have to be willing to enter into a pause long enough to notice what those patterns and cycles are for us. We can't achieve change by just keeping up a busy pace. We have to pause, we have to slow ourselves down to build our awareness. From here, we're going to take that twist on the opposite side. So again, whatever leg's on top, just going to twist in that direction. The opposite arm comes out to the other side, gaze over the fingertips. Maybe that top leg extends long, flexing the foot hard, maybe not. So we come to our mats without shame, without judgment. This is not a place for condemnation, but rather a place of observation. Moving out of that twist, your time, your way. Coming back through center, maybe the knees come in. You just kind of take any final postures here that would feel rejuvenating to your body and your skin today. Maybe a happy baby, maybe a lung body stretch. And then finally settling into your version of Shavasana, whatever that looks like today. This final resting posture. Maybe the feet come long, pinky toes splay open toward the outer edges of the mat. Maybe the soles of the feet come up as the knees bend, the knees kiss in the center. The palms might come out to your sides facing up, an act of surrender and also a place to receive. Letting any expression fall away from the face, finding these last few moments just to be still and know